पहला चैप्टर है अ लेटर टू गॉड। इसका क्वेश्चन है व्हाट डिड लेंचो होप फॉर। लेंचो होप फॉर अ गुड रेनफॉल फॉर अ गुड हार्वेस्ट। दूसरा क्वेश्चन है व्हाई डिड लेंचो सी द रेनड्रॉप्स वर लाइक न्यू कॉइन। लेंचो क्रॉप्स वर रेडी फॉर हार्वेस्ट। लेंचो होप फॉर अ गुड रेनफॉल फॉर अ गुड हार्वेस्ट। आफ्टर अ गुड रेनफॉल ही कुड गेट मनी फ्रॉम गुड हार्वेस्ट। That's why he compared the raindrops to new coins. Next question है how did the rain change? What happened Lencho feel? As he expected, rainfall did happen, but suddenly very large hailstone began to fall with the rain, resulting in Lencho's cornfield destroyed. Next question है what were Lencho's feeling when the hail stopped? इसका आंसर है Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. His field was destroyed because of hailstorm. He worked so hard all the year, but all is waste. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है हु और व्हाट डिड लेंचो हैव फेथ इन। व्हाट डिड ही डू। इसका उत्तर है लेंचो हैड डीप फेथ इन गॉड। ही बिलीव्ड दैट गॉड सी एवरीथिंग, नो वन वुड डाई ऑफ हंगर एज सच, हेंस लेंचो डिसाइडेड टू राइट अ लेटर टू गॉड। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है हु रीड्स द लेटर। पोस्टमास्टर रीड्स द लेटर। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है व्हाट डिड द पोस्टमास्टर देन। मतलब पोस्टमास्टर ने क्या किया। द पोस्टमास्टर वाज इम्प्रेस्ड एट लेंचो डीप फेथ इन गॉड। ही डिसाइडेड नॉट टू शेक लेंचो's डीप फेथ इन गॉड. He collect the money for Lenchos as an act of charity. Next question है what was Lencho surprised to find a letter for him with money in it? इसका आंसर है no. Lencho was not surprised to find a letter with money in it because he believed that God would help him. Next question है what made Lencho angry? What made Lencho angry? He became angry when he counted the money. Actually, Lencho had demanded 100 peso, but only 70 pesos found him. He thought post office employees have stolen the money, so Lencho was angry. नेक्स्ट है वाई डज द पोस्टमास्टर सेंड मनी टू लेंचो। वाई डज ही साइन द लेटर गॉड। पोस्टमास्टर डिड नॉट सेक द लेंचो's deep faith in God, so he decided to send money to Lencho. He collected the money from the post office employee and he also gave a part of his salary as an act of charity. He signed the letter God because Lencho wrote the letter to God. Next question है did Lencho try to find out who had sent the money to him? Why and why not? No, Lencho did not try to find out who had sent the money to Lencho because he believed that only God had sent the money to him. क्योंकि वह विश्वास कहता था कि सिर्फ भगवान ही है जो सब पैसे भेज सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है हु डज लेंचो थिंक्स हैज टेकन द रेस्ट ऑफ द मनी। व्हाट इज द आयरनिक सिचुएशन। Post office people were giving money to Lencho, but Lencho thinks they have stolen the money. He called them bunch of crooks. This is the ironic situation. Next question है where was Lencho's house situated या फिर located। तो इसका आंसर है Lencho house was located on the top of a low hill. It is called the house because it was the only house in the whole valley. नेक्स्ट चैप्टर है अ लॉन्ग वॉक टू फ्रीडम जो कि हमारे नेल्सन मंडेला जी ने कहा है। इसका पहला क्वेश्चन है वेयर डिड द सेरेमनी टेक प्लेस। कैन यू नेम एनी पब्लिक प्लेस इन इंडिया दैट आर मेड ऑफ सैंडस्टोन। तो इसका आंसर है द सेरेमनी टूक प्लेस इन द लवली सैंडस्टोन एम्फीथिएटर फॉर्म्ड बाय द यूनियन बिल्डिंग इन विक्टोरिया इन इंडिया। रेड फोर्ट, पार्लियामेंट हाउस एंड द राष्ट्रपति भवन आर द बिल्डिंग मेड ऑफ सैंडस्टोन। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है कैन यू से हाउ 10th May इज एन ऑटम डे इन साउथ अफ्रीका। इसका आंसर है 10th May is an autumn day in South Africa because it marks the new beginning of a non-racial government in South Africa. In other words, it is the day in which the old leaves are replaced by the fresh ones. Next question है what does Mandela thanks the international leader for। तो इसका आंसर है Mandela thanks the international leader for coming to celebrate the victory of justice, peace and human dignity. Next question है what ideals does Mandela set out for the future of South Africa। इसका आंसर है नेल्सन मंडेला सेट द आइडियाज ऑफ लिबरेटिंग पीपल फ्रॉम बॉन्डेज ऑफ पॉवर्टी एंड deprivation, suffering and discrimination of all kinds. All of them will enjoy equal rights and privileges. Next question है what do the military joiners do। What do the military joiners do? How has their attitude changed and why? The military joiners saluted Mandela and praised their loyalty. Their attitude towards black had changed. Instead of arresting a black, they saluted him. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है why were two national anthems sung। Two national anthems were sung to end racial prejudice. It was done to show respect to the sentiments of both the community. Next question है what does courage mean to Mandela। For Mandela, courage means the victory over fear and a brave man should be able to conquer his fear. Next question है what twin obligation does Mandela mention। Twin obligation mentioned by Mandela are as following। First obligation है it is towards family, parents, wives and children. Second obligation towards his people, his community and his country. Every man has second obligation has important. Next question है what does Nelson Mandela thought about the oppressor। Mandela does not feel that the oppressor is free because he thought that an oppressor is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. He feels that the oppressors are robbed of their humanity. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, हाउ डिड मंडेला's अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ फ्रीडम चेंज विद एज एंड एक्सपीरियंस? With age, Mandela realized that he had a lot of responsibility of his people, his community, and his country. As a boy, Mandela did not have a hunger of freedom because he thought that he was born free. But as a young man, he had gotten needs slowly. Slowly he realized that he had to fight for the freedom for all blacks. After all, he developed a hunger for freedom. Next question है, how did Mandela's hunger for freedom change his life? Mandela realized in his youth that it was not just his freedom that was being curtailed, but the freedom of all blacks. The hunger for his own freedom became the hunger of the freedom of his people and country. Thus, the desire of a non-racial society transformed him into self-sky fishing man, and he joined the African National Congress, which changed him from a frightened young man to a bold man. नेक्स्ट जो हमारा इंपॉर्टेंट चैप्टर है वो है ग्लिम्सेस ऑफ इंडिया। इसके 3 पार्ट हैं। इसका पहला पार्ट है अ बेकर फ्रॉम गोवा। इसके हम क्वेश्चन आंसर देखते हैं। इसका पहला क्वेश्चन है, व्हाट आर द एलियंस इन गोवा आर नॉस्टैल्जिक अबाउट? इसका आंसर है, द एलियंस इन गोवा आर नॉस्टैल्जिक अबाउट द गुड ओल्ड पोर्तुगीज डेज, द पोर्तुगीज एंड देयर फेमस लॉस ऑफ ब्रेड। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, इज ब्रेड मेकिंग स्टिल पॉपुलर इन गोवा? हाउ डू यू नो दिस? इसका आंसर है, येस, ब्रेड मेकिंग इज स्टिल पॉपुलर इन गोवा बिकॉज द मेकर्स आर स्टिल देयर। These are the mixers, the molder and the baker. They still have the old finances which still have fire. The original baker not exist, but their profession is being continued by their sons. Next question है, is bread making an important part of Goan life? How do you know this? इसका आंसर है, yes, bread making is an important part of Goan life because it's represent at every important occasion like marriage, engagement party and Christmas. Next question है, who invites the comment? He is dressed like a pedder. Why? इसका आंसर है, एनीवन हु वेयर्स हाफ पैंट्स विच रीच जस्ट बिलो द नीज इनवाइट्स द कमेंट। ही इज ड्रेस्ड लाइक अ पैडर बिकॉज द पैडर्स यूजुअली वेयर सच टाइप ऑफ ड्रेस। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, व्हेन वुड द बेकर कम एवरी डे? व्हाई डिड द चिल्ड्रन रन टू मीट हिम? इसका आंसर है, द बेकर वुड कम ट्विंस अ डे, once in the morning will going to sell bread and the second time will returning back after emptying his huge basket. The children would run to meet him to listen the jingle sound because they wanted to have bread bangles. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, व्हाट डज अ जैकफ्रूट लाइक अपीयरेंस मीन्स? द जैकफ्रूट लाइक अपीयरेंस मीन्स अ प्लम्प फिजिक्यू। व्हाट इज द बेकर कॉल्ड? द बेकर कॉल्ड पेडर इन गोवा। दे हैड अ ड्रेस नोन एज द कपाई। अब नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, गिव अ पेन पोर्ट्रेट ऑफ गोवन लाइफ विलेज बेकर। गिव अ पेन पोर्ट्रेट ऑफ गोवन विलेज बेकर। इसका आंसर है, द बेकर आर कॉल्ड पेडर इन गोवा। They had a dress known as kawai. Bread making is still popular in Goa because the makers are still there. These are the mixers, the molder and the baker. They still have old finances which still have the fire. The original bakers not exist, but their profession is being continued by their sons. The baker would come twice a day. Once in the morning will going to sell bread and the second time will returning back after emptying his huge basket. The children would run to meet him to listen jingle sound because they wanted to have bread makers. The bakers and his family never starved in Goa. इसका दूसरा पार्ट है कूर्ग, जो कि लोकेश अब्रोल ने कहा है। इसका पहला क्वेश्चन है, वेयर इज कूर्ग? तो इसका आंसर है, कूर्ग इज द स्मॉलेस्ट डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ कर्नाटका। इट इज सिचुएटेड इन द मिडवे बिटवीन मैसूर एंड द कोस्टल टाउन ऑफ मंगलोर। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, व्हाट इज द स्टोरी अबाउट द केडाबू पीपल्स डिसेंट? तो इसका उत्तर है, द स्टोरी अबाउट द केडाबू पीपल्स डिसेंट इज दैट दे आर possibly of Greek and Arabic descent. When they were unable to return their country, they married among two locals. Their culture is different from Hindus. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, वाई इज कूर्ग कंपेयर टू हेवन? इसका उत्तर है, कूर्ग इज कंपेयर टू हेवन बिकॉज इट्स नेचुरल ब्यूटी। बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स नेचुरल ब्यूटी, कूर्ग इज अ कॉफी कंट्री फेमस फॉर इट्स रेन फॉरेस्ट एंड स्पाइसेस। इसी का तीसरा पार्ट है ट्री फ्रॉम असम, जो कि अनूप कुमार दत्ता ने लिखा है। इसका फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, वाई वाज राजवीर एक्साइटेड टू सी द ट्री गार्डन? इसका उत्तर है, राजवीर वाज मच एक्साइटेड अबाउट द ट्रिप टू हिज फ्रेंड हाउस as he wanted to enjoy the beauty of the tree garden. Pranjal was born and brought up on the tea garden, so he was not share his excitement. Next question है, what is the Chinese legend about tea? The Chinese emperor always boiled water before drinking it. One day, some leaves from a branch fell into boiling water, which giving a delicious flavor. It is said they were tea leaves. This is the Chinese legend about tea. Next question है, where were Rajiv and Pranjal going and why? Rajiv and Pranjal were going to Assam during summer vacation because Pranjal had invited Rajveer to visit his house. एक जो चैप्टर है जो हमारा मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है वो है द सरमन एट बनारस, जो कि बेरी रैंसम ने लिखा है। इसका पहला क्वेश्चन है, हु हैज़ गौतम बुद्धा? इसमें कई क्वेश्चन छुपे हुए हैं जिसका आपको 4-5 बार रिवीजन करना होगा। तो इसका आंसर है, गौतम बुद्ध वाज अ ग्रेट स्पिरिचुअल लीडर। ही वाज बोर्न इन 563 BC. His childhood name was Siddhartha. He was sent to school at the age of 12. Siddhartha left home in search of wisdom and enlightenment. He he wandered from 7 years and seven he wandered for 7 years and finally sat under a peepal tree. After 7 days, he got enlightenment. He named the tree as Bodhi tree. After that, he was known as Buddha. Next question है, why did Siddharth Gautam uh, abandon his luxurious life? इसका उत्तर है, one day while out hunting, Siddharth saw a sick man, an aged man, and funeral procession, and a monk begging for alms. These sights realized him that world is full of sorrow. So he abandoned his luxurious life and he left home in search of wisdom and enlightenment. Next question है, where did Siddharth Gautam get enlightenment? What name was given to him after that? Siddharth Gautam got enlightenment under the peepal tree. He named the tree as Bodhi tree. After that, he was known as Buddha. How can one obtain peace of mind according to Buddha? According to Buddha, who removes limitations, complaint and grief from his life will have peace of mind. Next question है, why was Kisa Gautami in grief? Why she go to Buddha? Kisa Gautami was in grief because her only son died. She went to Buddha to ask for the medicine that will bring her son back. What did the Buddha ask Kisa Gautami to do? Buddha asked Kisa Gautami to pick your handful of mustard seeds from a house where no one has died. Next question है, when her son dies, Kisa Gautami goes from house to house. What does she ask for? Does she get it? Why not? When Kisa Gautami's son died, she went to house. She asked for some medicine that would cure her child. Everyone say that she is out of her senses. No, Gautami did not get it because her child was dead and no medicine could bring the dead person back to life. Next question है, Kisa Gautami again does from house to house. After she speaks with the Buddha. What does she ask for the second time around? Does she get it? Why not? Kisa Gautami again goes from house to house after she speaks with the Buddha. This time she asks for a handful of mustard seed from house where no one has died. She could not find a single house where death had not knocked. In this way, she understood that death is common to all. Finally, she get out of her grief. इसको ऐसे ही पूछा जा सकता है कि व्हाट डज कीसा गौतमी अंडरस्टैंड द सेकंड टाइम दैट शी फील्ड द फर्स्ट टाइम, व्हाट दिस वांट टू बुद्धा वांटेड टू हर टू अंडरस्टैंड. या फिर इसको ऐसे भी पूछा जा सकता है कि व्हाई डू यू थिंक कीसा गौतमी अंडरस्टूड दिस ओनली द सेकंड टाइम, इन व्हाट वे डिड द बुद्धा चेंज हर अंडरस्टैंडिंग.